Hello! I am so glad that you could be here today. My name is Rich, the channel is called New Memphis, and funny enough, I managed to get through this half of the project without using red on Khorne demons. Whoops. We started off painting these 5 Khorne demons in last week's video, doing the bases as well as the undersides. And we specifically chose a very bright green to use on the undersides because I really want to focus on good accent colors, because I feel like that's what Khorne's roster is really missing. Those longtime fans of the channel will understand that my biggest gripe with Khorne as a faction is that basically its entire paint job is red. And nothing else. So with that in mind, we're focusing on very, very good accent colors in this week's video. We've done, as I said, the green undersides and the bases. Now we're focusing on their red top sides, backs, and whatever. Khorne demons are great miniatures. They're great models that convey so much movement, and they're just... Games Workshop's default paint scheme just does them no justice by having them be painted completely in one solid color. So let's focus on good accent colors this week. Feel free to join the Patreon if you want us to help support the channel. Like, subscribe, etc., etc. You are aware, I'm sure. Let's see what we can do to fix bloodletters as far as creating extra movement within their models and really taking advantage of how good these models are. And let's get started, because I'm excited to. I don't know about you. Well, I say let's get started, but we gotta crack open the beer first, of course. Fun fact, this is my 3rd attempt at filming this, which is great. And let's see, the first time I forgot to hit the actual record button on my new camera, which is great. Second time, I didn't realize that my new camera didn't work with my blue shirt with the vertical stripes, something called the Moira effect, something like that. And so that footage was all completely unusable. So this has been quite a time getting this video out. But you live, you learn. This is my 3rd beer in about an hour and a half. So it's really helping take the edge off of how upset I am. Mm-hmm. Now, let's get started. So like I said, good accents are what these models really need in order to look great. We have a solid start from that red oxide primer, but I'm excited to see what we can do with just a little bit of creativity and some vibrant colors. Starting out with the weapons, I picked out Vallejo's yellow ochre for the handles on their swords. We'll later wash them with royal purple to help fill in the shadows. While the yellow dries, I thought it would be interesting to dry brush some clear orange onto their backs, taking advantage of all these bumps on their skin, as well as the subtle texture that the rattle can primer left behind. After mixing that wash of royal purple, we'll apply it not just around the bumps on their skin, but any areas we want to have deep shadows. That'll be in between their fingers, in between their muscles, and of course, beneath their massive heads. I also went ahead and painted the cross guards with royal purple as well. It took all night for those to dry, but afterwards they look great. However, I think we can bring that orange back out with another light dry brush, being a bit more restrained this time. It's a fantastic start, but we have a long way to go. These blades are up next, and on a model this colorful, I actually think London Gray will be a great choice for a base coat. Not that I haven't used that for metal in the past. To add definition to their faces, I broke out the yellow ochre once again and gave them a quick dry brush. I also did the ridges on their backs and on their heads. Then I used the remaining yellow ochre paint to add some chips onto the blade. Don't worry, we're far from done with these weapons. Next, we'll add one more color, one of my old favorites, of course, Vallejo blue-green. And since we had a lot left over, I thought blue-green might also be a good color for their disgusting tongues. Breaking out the white, we'll dry brush the weapons next, along with the ridges on their backs and the tips of their horns, making them look almost candy-like in a way, but still absolutely horrifying. Then we'll use white to do some more specific highlights at the tips of, well, basically anything we dry brush with white. The ridges, the horns, and especially the blades. These were coming along so well that I knew we were almost done, but it felt like they were missing something. At the last minute, I threw in one last color, Vallejo Royal Blue, and mixed it into a wash to use on the swords, as well as their tongues and in their eyes. This should really help them stand out. Like, subscribe, and whatnot. I hope you've enjoyed the video. And quite frankly, let's just get on to the good part, the big reveal. Now, let's discuss two things that I like and one thing I want to do better next time with these models. The yellow ochre as a dry brush, absolutely amazing. I love how it pairs with not only that clear orange, but even with the purple undertones from that wash. Still looked really, really good with it, and it was just an excellent pairing. I think it worked out really well, and I'm very, very happy with that. The second thing is that last minute blue wash on the sword, or I guess maybe glaze. Honestly, was incredible. Absolutely just tied the entire thing together and added that contrast from the rest of the model that it needed. I also added some gloss varnish at the very end of the tongues and to the swords, which is just, it looked really, really good, and I'm happy with it. As for one thing I could do better, the white dry brush on the swords covered up too much of the yellow ochre and the blue-green that we spent all that time putting around the edge. I definitely would have made the white dry brush a lot, I still would have done it, but I would have made it a lot lighter on all of the blades across the board. That's the biggest thing that I feel like I could have just done better. However, the sword does still end up looking great, so I can't complain too much. much. But let me know what you guys think down below. I hope you have an absolutely amazing day. Hope that your Khorne army you happen to be painting turns out as well as these, or even better, honestly. That's a best case scenario right there. And, I'll see you guys in the next one.